So you're singing along to the tune from Olivia Newton-John, Banks of the Ohio, chosen by Mandy and Gilly on the blog, David Charnick, Tricia Cormish and Fiona Furman on our Facebook page. But now if someone was to say to you, where's the Ohio River? Can you do the shape of the Ohio River? Sort of roughly, vaguely, do you know? Chances are you probably wouldn't. So we're talking about Ohio because yesterday's confession came from James, who wanted to confess to leading astray some US tourists in Paris, who were very vocally unhappy about how, and I quote, unacceptably unlike Ohio, rural France appeared to be. Anyway, it's time for Ohio to fight back. And who better on the phone from Marietta in Ohio is Christian Hudspeth, who works for the tourist board in Marietta. Hello, Christian.
Hi, yeah, it's nice to be on the show today. How are you doing?
Well, doing very fine. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. So it's time for Ohio to fight back. First of all, for those trying to place Ohio and the river and all that, give us a geography lesson. Where are you speaking from?
We are going to be located south of the New York area, which is what I'm sure you all are familiar with.
Yep.
We're underneath the Great Lakes. Lake Erie actually borders Cleveland and the top of Ohio there. Marietta specifically is further southeast along the Ohio River, west of the Maryland area and the D.C. area.
And how big is the whole state?
Well, it would take you probably about 3.5 to 4 hours to drive across it east to west, and probably about between 5 and 6 to drive it north to south. So it's not incredibly large, but it is very well spread out. The state capital, Columbus, is about 2 hours from every direction you can get there, or 2.5 hours, so it's very centrally located.
So now you're speaking to about 6 million people across the UK here, Christian. So invite us all to come to Ohio and tell us what we should do if we all come. And obviously, it'll be a bit of a shock if we did all turn up. But if we did come to Ohio for a holiday, what would we be doing? What would you be advising us to go and see?
Well, I could really speak to each of you on a different level depending on what your interests are. I know for Marietta, we're a small, charming riverboat town, a lot of history. One of the first settlements in the Northwest Territory, the first actually. So we really opened up the doors to the West and being located along the river. We have a lot of great local shops and history and arts and culture. But if you wanted to see the cities too, there's no shortage of those. Columbus, like I said, very centrally located. Cleveland up by the lake. They're going to have great beaches along Lake Erie and a lot of really cool things to see in the city. And then, we have places like Hocking Hills, which have a series of cave systems and great outdoor recreation, much like Marietta. So there's really something to do for everyone, whether it's arts and culture, history, or, just getting outdoors.
We had an email yesterday from a listener, Dave Tasker, who put us in touch with you. Anyway, he says he lives in southern Ohio, and he says, everybody here thinks there's nothing outside of here. Some of my colleagues have not even left Ohio, and we only have the Ohio River separating us from West Virginia. So is it true that basically once you're in Ohio, you never leave?
Well, it's not completely true. I mean, I've traveled all over the United States, haven't been out of the country yet. But there is something that brings you back, and especially if you were born or have spent a great deal of time in Ohio. I think there's just a simpleness and a beauty to the land, and the people that live there are very, very friendly. So I think there is something that draws you back and keeps you in. It's the kind of place that you love to visit, and you want to build a home in when you're living here. So.
And what's the local food, Christian? What would be the local delicacy? What would we get served if we come to you for lunch?
Oh, well, it depends on where you go. I will say one thing that people are kind of surprised about. One of the local pubs has a fried bologna sandwich, which is infamous in the area. People come from hours away to get that. So.
Okay, what do I get in a fried... This is sounding fantastic. Tell me about a fried bologna sandwich then. What do I get in there?
They'll put a bun on it, and you can get lettuce and tomato and mayonnaise on it, and they're going to take the bologna, and they have a special way that they fry it up that's only known to the pub there, and people just go crazy for it. And then we have our own breweries here in the area in Marietta, Ohio, so you can grab a locally brewed pint there as well if you're interested.
Okay, and have we seen it on TV or the movies? Do they come to Ohio and film stuff that we'll have seen?
Yeah, one of the most popular movies that was filmed in Ohio was The Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, right.
It was filmed out of the Moundsville Penitentiary. That's Morgan Freeman and Tim Robbins movie, one of the most popular ones there, and also the Drew Carey Show. I don't know whether you guys would have heard of that, but that was also a sitcom filmed in Ohio. So.
Okay, so you're advising us to just to make it over and have a drive through Ohio next time we're in your neck of the woods. Yes. Yeah,
definitely. I would highly recommend it. And if you want to look up our website and send me any questions you had about the area, I'd be more than happy to help you plan your trip. It's MariettaOhio.org.
Fantastic. I fancy whatever it is. I fancy a fried bologna sandwich right now.
I tell you what, if you come visit us, I'll make sure that you get one on the house, on me.
All right. That's $6 million then, and it's all on Christian Hudspeth's tab. There you go.
Yeah, I don't know about $6 million, but I'll do the radio station. How about that? Right. And then we can get someone else in Marietta to pick up the rest of the tab.
All right. Christian, thanks very much indeed for your time, sir.
No problem. Thanks for having me. Have a great day.
All right. That's Christian Hudspeth, works for the tourist board in Marietta, Ohio. It's luncheon meat, by the way, if you want.